Podcast where every Monday I do a podcast where I answer your questions. I do a deep dive on a GI topic. If you're joining for the first time, my name is Dr. Islam. I'm a board certified gastroenterologist trained at the Mayo Clinic. I've been doing GI for over 10 years. I've treated thousands of patients with various GI issues, and I have my own practice in Lubbock Gastro. If you want to learn more, come see us Lubbock Gastro. We can take care of all of your GI issues, and don't forget to subscribe to my channels. Look me up on social media and see what we have to do as well. So we have a great show tonight. Every Monday, I do a live stream as well in which I answer your questions. You guys have live. So if you're on the live stream, let me know where you guys are watching this at, and also which social media app you're watching it and where you guys are watching this at as well. So tonight, we have a good show today. We're going to talk about some of the questions you guys have asked. We'll talk about some of the best foods for digestive healthness and wealth. We'll talk about lactose intolerance. We'll talk about other gut issues, including things we can do to help out with constipation and your questions you guys have as well. So hope you guys are having a great week. I'm obsessed with the Olympics. Oh my goodness, this is all I was watching today in my office in between patients. Listen, watching ping pong at an Olympic level is amazing. I mean, my goodness, those guys are so fast. They're incredible. They do a great job. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are also enjoying the Olympics and what your favorite sport is as well. And if you guys are looking forward to seeing some of the stars in the upcoming Olympics, I cannot wait for Simone Biles, to see the track and field, the swimming. Those are my favorite ones as well, gymnastics. And so I look forward to seeing that as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the Olympics as well. So the first topic we're going to talk about is the best foods for digestive wellness. We'll discuss exactly why it's important to have a healthy balance when it comes to your GI issues. Then we'll talk about the foods I'm going to recommend to incorporate into your diet, but also foods you should avoid or limit to improve your health. Everyone always asks me, hey, Dr. Islam, why do I need to get better? What foods do I recommend and what should I avoid? This is the video for you. So why is it important to even have or even worry about what's going on inside your gut microbiome? Well, number one, it obviously helps promote digestive health. The better your gut microbiome is, the better chance it's going to be for us to hopefully resolve some of the issues that you're having and help out with some of the complications you're having when it comes to your gut issues as well. So conditions like heartburn, reflux, bloating, IBS, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis, we know that it does play a role in terms of the causes being due to things going on in your gut microbiome. And we know that can play a role when it involves improving your gut health. Number two, it can also reduce these disorders that you have. So not only will it decrease your risk of having these conditions, but if you have this, it can make your conditions worse. I can tell you, I've had patients after patients who come to see me who are suffering from IBS, from reflux, from constipation and bloating. And the root cause is the worsening of your gut microbiome and the diet that you're having. The diet, whatever you eat, the diet that you eat, it actually plays a significant role in terms of how you feel. You are what you eat. And by not making that a priority, you're going to make your GI issues a lot worse as well. Number three, it also can affect how your nutrients are absorbed. When you have a healthy gut microbiome, you're able to fully absorb the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients in your body. And when your gut microbiome is not working well, or you have a poor diet, it automatically sets you up to have a deficiency in absorbing certain vitamins and nutrients. There are certain vitamins you need to have a healthy life, and you need that by improving your gut microbiome. Number four, actually can improve your immune system. Did you know your gut is one of the largest areas when it comes to your immune system and how your immune system is? And we've seen studies suggesting that the role the diet plays in terms of what you eat and how you eat can affect your immune response as well. So if you're one of those individuals that is prone to get illnesses, to get sicknesses, it actually may be related to what you're eating. We also know that your gut microbiome and your diet plays a role in weight loss. Weight loss is not just the fact that you take a GLP-1 agonist, but what you eat, the calories that you eat, and the types of food that you eat plays a role. Not all calories are the same, and not all foods are the same. There are different carbohydrates that are good for you, and there are carbohydrates which you should not eating. Same thing with protein and fats, and the types of food that you eat does make a difference in how you feel as well. And we also know that it can also play a role in inflammatory conditions, even things outside the gut. So things like scleroderma, arthritis, hair issues, acne, even things like Alzheimer's. And besides the GI issues, these inflammatory conditions are related to what is going on inside your gut. So we do know that the root of a lot of conditions are related to what is going on with your diet and what you eat. And I truly believe, and I've seen the evidence, that by changing what you fundamentally can eat, how you eat and what you eat can really improve your health and get you feeling better. So in general, these are reasons why it's important to improve your gut microbiome. And there are specific things I'm going to recommend that you start to incorporate, foods that you can add to make the change for your health. So if you're hoping to make the change, this is what I want you to do. The first food you need to do is incorporate fiber-rich food. Fiber is the foundation for your health. Without that foundation, you cannot build on top of that. And you need to incorporate fiber as much as you can in your diet. And the best way to do this is to incorporate a wide variety of fruits and plants. By far, this is the easiest thing you can do and the most effective thing that you can do as well. So what I tell my patients is that try to make the vast majority of your plate a vegetable as much as you can. So whether it's a salad, carrots, broccoli, pick whichever you like. It does not matter. But the more variety that you have, the better it's going to be. And use your protein as almost like a garnish, as a side. If you make the vast majority of your meal the vegetable and the fruits, this is going to be the best thing to hopefully improve your gut microbiome as well. This is the best thing, the thing you can do. So try to incorporate this in every single meal that you can. Number 2, incorporate probiotic foods, natural ways to improve your gut microbiome. So probiotics are in 2 different forms. They come in supplements and they come in foods. Now, supplements are the pills that you've seen maybe in commercials that can add in additional troops to the guys already inside the battle of what's going on. By incorporating probiotic foods, not only are you adding those troops, you're also adding the additional vitamins, the minerals, the interaction between all 3 of these. And I have seen in my patients that it's the incorporation of probiotic foods that makes more of a difference than taking a pill. And these foods include things like yogurt. So Greek yogurt is fantastic. Kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut. Pick something that you like that you can incorporate in your meals. I love Greek yogurt, has great protein, but it also has the probiotic foods I try to incorporate into my diet. Next is try to incorporate prebiotic foods. So prebiotics are actually the substances that help improve what is naturally going on. It gives you the fertilizer to help out with your gut. And these include things like garlic and onions, asparagus and leeks, and bananas. But the best prebiotic foods, once again, are plants. And this is why we harp so much on incorporating plants in your diet. Because not only are you getting the fiber, but you're getting the prebiotic foods in your diet as well. Next, though, is that I want you to incorporate healthy fats. Yes, I know there are differences between unhealthy fats and healthy fats. And healthy fats are actually part of the backbone to improve your gut health and get you feeling better as well. You don't want to shun fats. And for the longest time, we've had this idea that all fats are bad. And that is not true. We have healthy fats, we have unhealthy fats. And the healthy fats you can incorporate into your diet include foods like avocado, nuts and seeds, olive oil. So I try to incorporate a handful of these in every single meal. Now, you don't want to make this the biggest part of your meal because it is going to make you gain weight. But healthy fats, contrary to popular belief, actually can help you lose weight. So try to incorporate this into your meals. And then lastly, incorporate hydrating foods. Because not only are these foods good for you, it gives you the hydration that you need to help you have a better lifestyle and to improve your gut. So if you have things like watermelons or mangoes, not only are they packed with water content, but it has their own vitamins, their own minerals to improve your gut microbiome. I'm telling you, if you do these things, this will help out when it comes to your gut health and also improve what's going on. And go low and go small and just incorporate and see how you do. But these are the foods that I recommend to my patients when I'm telling them, if you can improve your diet, this is my recommendation to do that. Now, on the flip side, there are things that you can do that you may be doing, you don't realize that's destroying all the benefits of your diet. So I'm going to give you the foods that I recommend to make sure you avoid in your diet. The first one is processed foods. These include foods that are fast foods or foods that are packaged. They are packed full of ingredients that are not good for you. They have unhealthy fats. They have terrible carbohydrates. They have proteins that are not good. And so if you're eating this, you are destroying all the benefits you are getting. If you're having gut issues, just eliminate this from your diet to get you feeling better. Number 2, foods that are high in added sugar. Now, natural sugar is normal. That's okay. So fruits have natural sugar, not a problem. There's no evidence at all that having that type of sugar is bad for you. But additional sugar that's inside your diet, inside your foods, are things you don't want to do. So sugary drinks, candies, and desserts on a consistent basis, these are the foods that you do not want to have, and these are the foods that you do not want to incorporate. So try to eliminate as much as you can these added sugar foods. In fact, not only are they not good for you, they force your body to develop the cravings for these foods that you should not be eating. And so try to make it a habit to minimize or eliminate any excess sugar. Number 3, remove foods that are high in trans fats and saturated fats. These are the fats that are not good for you. These are the ones that are in fried foods and certain baked goods. These are in French fries. Anything you fry has these trans fats, and these are the fats you want to make sure you want to try to avoid in your diet. And then also try to avoid excess caffeine. Now, I love caffeine. I'm a caffeine drinker, but I limit my caffeine to only in the morning. Studies have shown that the effects of caffeine can even last up to 6 to 8 hours even after you drank it. And so my recommendation for you to get the best benefit of caffeine is have it in the morning, but don't have it after noon. Don't have it after 12, because if you have it after 12, not only are you going to make you have the effect last longer in your body, it's going to impair your sleep. You may not be realizing this, but one of the more common reasons you may not be sleeping well is because of the fact that you're having caffeine so late at night and lasts longer in your body. So keep that in mind, because that's what you want to try and do as well. Other foods you may want to try to limit include things like spicy foods, dairy-containing foods, especially if you have lactose intolerance, artificial sweeteners, alcohol, and certainly red meats. Now, if you do these things and you try to change your diet, incorporate more of the good, eliminate more of the bad, I will tell you, you will start to notice a change in how you feel, how your gut issues are, and just the overall health of your body. And I've noticed this difference in myself as well. In the past, and this is why I'm such a big proponent of this type of way of living, is in the past, I used to not eat good. I used to eat terrible. And because of that, I had bad acne, my hair was falling off, I felt sluggish all the time, and I didn't realize what I was doing to my body. And a lot of people don't realize what they're doing to their own bodies as well. So I made a commitment to myself, a number of years ago. I'm going to dramatically change how I eat. I'm going to eliminate red meat. I'm going to incorporate more fruits, more vegetables. I'm going to have healthy fats. I'm going to exercise, sleep better. And I cannot tell you the advantages this has given me in terms of life, how I feel, my energy. And I've done the same thing for my patients as well. Small changes will make a difference. Don't try and think that you have to make big changes all the same time. Try these small changes out, see if it works for you, and see if you can get a good benefit from that as well. I can tell you, I've noticed a difference in my patients, in myself, and for everyone else who I've treated as well. So I hope you guys have taken this message to heart. Let me know in the comments down below if you're on the live stream, if you have a question for that as well. All right, next topic. Hey, Dr. Islam, I've been told I have lactose intolerance. What is that? And how long do those symptoms last? So let's talk about this. So let's talk about lactose intolerance. Have you noticed yourself that if you eat certain dairy foods or even ice cream, you have a lot of GI issues? Let me know in the comments down below if you've noticed that, if that's been an issue you've had as well, because that may be what's going on. And so what lactose intolerance is that our bodies typically have the capability to digest lactose, which is a certain sugar that's in dairy ice cream that can help to be absorbed and we use for calcium and vitamin C. In our bodies, we typically have an enzyme called the lactase enzyme. And this enzyme breaks down the lactose into its smallest components from the dairy so we can absorb it, and at some point in time, use those nutrients to help out when it comes to our health. In certain individuals, you actually lose the enzyme lactase. And because you lose that enzyme, you lose the capability to digest dairy that can manifest in a lot of symptoms. The main symptoms being abdominal pain, bloating, dissension, diarrhea, gas, nausea, your stomach is growling and vomiting. You just don't feel very, very good. And if you have this, and you start to notice you have this after you ingest certain dairy products, then you may have lactose intolerance. Now, what that is that typically you'll have these symptoms within 30 minutes to even 2 hours after you eat. And this can be a process of your body with the inability to digest this particular substance because you don't have the enzyme that's there. Now, why do people get lactose intolerance? There's two main reasons why. One is that you actually may have a medical condition which prevents you from ingesting that particular enzyme because you have a certain injury in the small intestine. So individuals who have celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease in which your body actually breaks down and it attacks itself because of ingesting gluten, can actually be a reason you have that injury, because you have that injury that causes you to not be able to digest that enzyme. And so because of that, you unfortunately have lactose intolerance. Actually, the second reason, which is the most common reason, is that you actually, over time, lose that enzyme as you get older. That's what happened to me. So in the past and before, when I was younger, I said, I had no problem. I had milk, I had dairy, I had ice cream, not a problem at all. But as I got older, as I ingested these foods, guess what happened? I had all the symptoms. I exploded. I had bloating, distension, nausea, vomiting. It was not a good time to be around me. And this is because I got the second most common cause of lactose intolerance, which is you just get it acquired as you get older. And so how do you know if you have this? Well, number one, the best way to know if you have this is to do just an empirical trial. See how you do. Meaning you try to ingest dairy and you see how you feel. If after dairy, you notice I have a lot of bloating, distension, diarrhea, constipation, I just don't feel good, then you have lactose intolerance. That's all I need. Now, there are special testing that we can do. There are hydrogen breath testing we can do to actually give you a formal diagnosis, but you don't need to do that. You can diagnose yourself on your own. You can say, all right, I have symptoms when I have dairy, and when I don't have dairy, I don't have those symptoms. Boom, that's all you need. You are good to go. Now, let's say that you have lactose intolerance. What do? Well, obviously, the first thing to do is try to avoid dairy products. This includes things like milk, cheese, ice cream, any type of dairy product that's there. Let's say you're like my wife, and you're like, I love dairy, I love cheese, I don't care, I want to eat it. I want to make sure I don't have the consequences from that. What can you do? Well, the second thing you can do is that you can take a digestive enzyme that actually has lactase in it to give you the enzyme that you were missing. These are in pills like lactate pills, and you take this before you ingest these particular foods. I do this when I want to have cereal. Not a problem at all. Or you do number 3, which is to have a lactose-free milk product. These are becoming more common, and I use this for my patients and for myself as well. And so if you opt for dairy or lactose-free products, this will give you the capability to be able to enjoy these foods without the suffering from the consequences of having to deal with what's going on whenever you do have that. So 2 options you can do, or actually 3. Number 1 is avoid the foods in general. Number 2, opt for taking a digestive enzyme like lactate pills to give you the enzymes that you need. Or number 3, opt for lactose-free products, which will give you the milk or the ice cream without suffering from the consequences of lactose intolerance. So try that and see how that works as well. All right, next topic, the health benefits of senna. Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching the live stream, do you take senna and has it helped out? So senna has been around for a long time. We use this very commonly for a lot of individuals. Senna actually is one of the more common medications that we use for constipation. It's a natural herb that's been around for a long time that we use for the occasional constipation. Now, senna contains what's called anthracycline, and this is actually the component in the actual senna herb itself that causes you to have better bowel habits and help out when it comes for the occasional constipation. So why do we recommend senna? Well, number 1 is that it is very effective when it comes to constipation. So if you have constipation issues, one of the more easiest and effective over-the-counter options you can use is to use senna. And once you take it, it gets you better bowel habits, increases the water flow into your colon, allows you to poop better. Number 2 is that it can actually help out with a condition called IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. IBS is a real disease. It's not in your head. You're not going crazy. I promise you, a lot of people have IBS, and sometimes taking the occasional senna can help release some of those symptoms from that. And then number 3, hemorrhoid issues. If you're having issues with hemorrhoids, one of the more common reasons why you have those issues is because your stools are too hard, it's difficult to pass, and you're causing that pressure to occur because you're trying to pass a bowel movement. Taking the occasional senna will help ease up those symptoms, ease up those hemorrhoids, and get you feeling better as well. So how exactly do you take senna if you want to try this? So senna is available in all different forms, in powders, in capsule, or in liquid. It doesn't matter. Pick a form that you like and try and see if it works. Number 2 is that take it and see the response. You'll know response within 6 to 12 hours to see how you do. So it's not going to be an immediate response if you're having bowel issues. It may take up to 12 hours for you to get some relief, but try to consider that, see if it helps out. I recommend taking this before you go to bed, because that way you can use those hours as you're sleeping to help it to work in its system. And so by the time you actually get up in the morning, you can actually have a bowel movement, which will hopefully allow you to have the effect of senna. And then the dosage you want to take typically is between 17 grams of senna. And I would not recommend taking this any longer than the label, which is typically between 10 to 14 days, because we want to get down to the root cause of why you're having the constipation as well. But I use senna all the time in my practice. It works. I have individuals who use this as well. They have found it to be effective, and this is one of the things that I recommend when it comes to dealing with the occasional constipation. All right, so we have some questions on the live stream as well. So Shirley, a question that's asked, Dr. Islam, what is my opinion on protein milk drinks? This is a great question. All right, so I am conflicted on this because the protein milk drinks unfortunately have a lot of excess ingredients that are in them, which may not be good for you. So I'll tell you my own personal story. So, I'm trying to get swole here, trying to get strong, I'm trying to lift weights. And so one of the things I need to do is increase my protein. I noticed for myself that ready-made protein drinks gave me a lot of gas, gave me a lot of bloating, gave me a lot of distension. I just didn't feel very, very good. I couldn't figure out why. I looked in the products, and there's a lot of ingredients that are in there that just were not good for my body. But not only that, they also contain ingredients in there like milk, which for me is not good for me. And so I opted to not use the protein milks for my, goals of gaining more muscle. I actually do use whey protein, but I incorporate that in water. That way I'm getting the benefit of the protein without all the excess other things that are going on in there. Because when I do that, this will allow me to make sure that I can get my protein content, but also not be limited by some of the things that could be going on when it comes to some of the other protein ingredients that may be in there as well. Great question. All right, next question. Hey, Dr. Islam, you would like to see a new video about the new colon cancer screening blood test? Oh, yes, I will do that. So let's talk about that right now. So, excuse me, you may have seen in the news that there is a new recommendation or an FDA approval for a colon cancer screening or colon cancer blood test. Let's talk about this. So this made the news right now because of the fact that this got FDA approval. In other blood testing that has been used for colon cancer screening were not Medicare approved, were not approved by insurance, which made it a very difficult testing to do when it comes to trying to figure out if you are at risk for developing colon cancer. So here's what we know so far is that it does a pretty good job of detecting colon cancer or advanced polyps. It doesn't do a great job of detecting precancerous polyps, which are the things that I typically look for on a colonoscopy. So the rate of finding a large cancer is pretty high, but the rate of finding a precancerous polyp is about 10 to 15%, so it's not that high as well. One of the things that I am excited about is that this actually allows us to talk about the opportunities of getting colon cancer screening. So colon cancer, unfortunately, is the second leading cause of cancer death in the United States, but it's probably the most preventable cancer that's out there. And the best way to prevent this is to do some sort of colon cancer screening. Now, the best screening test you can do is the colonoscopy by far. It's very clear. All the GI doctors are on board about this being the best test, because not only can we find precancerous polyps, we can remove them at that time. Now, if you choose to not do this test, there are a couple options that are out there. There's the testing your stool for blood, there's Cologuard, and then there's blood testing that's done, which is the new test that just came out. Now, what this test will allow you to do is allow you to find colon cancer itself. It does a very good job of detecting that, because what happens is that when you develop colon cancer, certain markers are secreted in the blood that can be detected with this test. Large precancerous polyps can also be detected with this test as well. But what it does not do a good job, which a colonoscopy does, is to find smaller polyps, which are the ones that also can go into cancer. And so if there was a test I would pick, I would say number one, colonoscopy. Colonoscopy by far is the best test for us to find out what's going on. But option number two could be the Cologuard, or it could be the blood testing. Now, we don't have head-to-head comparison between the Cologuard and the blood testing, so I can't tell you which one is better. But either way, if you do either one of those 2 tests, that's better than doing no tests at all. And each one is good for at least 3 years. And keep in mind that anytime you have a positive test from either the Cologuard or the blood testing, you need to do a colonoscopy. I always worry about what are called false negatives, meaning the test ends up being negative, but there's something actually growing inside that colon. And so this is a worry that I always have when it comes to doing these tests that are not a colonoscopy, because there is that chance that could be the case. That's something we need to make sure that we can get taken care of as well. All right, perfect. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. I look forward to seeing you guys on future videos. Tune in next week for more of our information. If you want to learn more about our practice, more about what we do, our team-based approach, come see us up at Gastro, where we can take care of what's going on. And don't forget to subscribe to my channels, my podcasts. And if you have any questions you want me to talk about, let me know as well. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great and happy week. Look forward to watching the Olympics as well. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Take care.